Hi, I'm Katie Quintana. Welcome back to my channel, Homemakers in the Making. Today I'm just going to give you a quick look at how my family of 6, soon to be 7, does our budget on a low income. So I'm going to kind of show you our budget and show you what we spend on each category so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we do and maybe even what we're kind of planning on doing as I'm trying to lower the budget a little bit and save a little bit more since we are expecting baby number 5 in the next few months. So here we go. So let's look at the numbers. For all things to do with our house, so the mortgage, insurance, all of our utilities, we spend about $950 a month. So that obviously is really good because we live in an area that is way cheaper. We were from Colorado where it was a lot more expensive, and so $950 barely covered our house payment for a tiny little 2-bedroom house. So obviously where we're living now, it's a lot easier to keep this number down. So that was kind of one of the reasons why we looked at moving. So even though it seems crazy to move out of state to save money, sometimes it's necessary. So we have done that, and we try to really keep down on our utilities, but I know we could probably cut more and do better in some of those areas also, but $950 is not too bad for all of it. For auto insurance and gas for the cars, we spend about $250 a month. So that's for my nice big 12-passenger van that we drive, or that I drive on a regular basis. And then my husband has just I don't even know what it is, a cheap little car that he just has to like run kids back and forth to different things if we don't all want to go. He is lucky enough to have a job that gives him a work van to drive back and forth to work, which really saves us. His warehouse is only a couple miles from where we live, but just the everyday back and forth to work and the wear and tear on the car would really add up. So we are blessed that he gets to drive the work car home, and that gets to save us some money. And then everything else we really do on a regular basis, church, the kids' judo and other activities, grocery stores, Chick-fil-A, all of those things, like the library even, are within a couple miles of us. So even when I'm out and about taking the kids to different things, I'm not driving very far on a weekly basis. The only time we drive really far is if we're going on a field trip, like museums, zoos, aquariums, all of those type things are like an hour or more away from us. So we do have the expense of a longer drive on occasion, but I kind of budget it in then, and if we don't have the money to pay for gas, we don't get to go. So $250 for insurance and gas each month. We spend about $300 on Medi-Share, which is the alternative to like health insurance. So we have a really high deductible plan, which keeps the payments lower. So it really has worked out. We were paying like $850, I think, for the family to be on health insurance as of last year, and so we made this switch, and it's saving us a lot of money, even though we still have a high deductible. But luckily for our family, we don't have anybody that has ongoing health concerns where we have to see the doctor on a regular basis, so it's really been a blessing to be able to cut that expense down. Our phones, we have 2 phones that have, everything, the data, the texting, and everything. So we're just upped a few months ago to $140 plan, but that gives us hotspotting and everything. So we were able to drop our internet. So now we just hotspot everything through our phones for internet. And then we also, in that deal upgrading, we got Netflix for free on 2 devices, and we had been paying for Netflix on 1 device. So we actually got to drop that Netflix. So I think by upping our phone bill, we actually saved by cutting internet and Netflix. I think we saved, I want to say around $30 a month doing that. And yeah, we kind of run out of the high-speed internet quicker, especially since I do YouTube things and my daughter does a lot of online videos for school and stuff. So by the end of the month, we are out of high speed, but I haven't had any problems really or noticed any huge difference. We still have unlimited, it just slows down. So, but it's working for us to save that amount of money. And then after all that, I have just our grocery plus budget. So we have $500 left after that. So that goes for groceries, toiletries, clothing, eating out, any entertainment, any gifts. All that is in that $500. So most of that goes towards groceries and cat food and cat sand and those kind of expenses. So we really do keep the budget down as low as we can for those things because it is kind of a tight squeeze. So if you guys are interested in knowing kind of what I do to keep those numbers down, like how we kind of save on groceries or how I like budget and plan for meals and groceries and toiletries and all those kind of things, then if you're interested in that, I can do more videos. So let me know if you have more questions about that. I can try to come up with some in-depth ones. Definitely ask me any questions below about our budget at all and how we make things work. And if you're on a low income too, if you have tips on how to make things work even better, definitely leave them below for everybody too. But I will gladly answer any questions you guys have. So make sure that you're asking me questions or let me know if you want more in-depth videos on how I do kind of keep our tight budget going. So like I said, I am hoping to cut things down a little bit more than we have been anyways. So that $500, I'm hoping we can really cut it back a little bit. We finally got my son potty trained, so that's saving. And then we got the baby off of formula this last month. So just those two alone should cover baby diapers and whatever baby needs when it gets here. So that is a blessing that we've got those done and have a little bit of time to kind of save that up before baby, because I like to stock up on diapers and things before baby's actually here. So that way when I find a special deal, then I will actually take advantage of it and I can stockpile it. But I am hoping to cut down even more because we, on the budget that we have now, we do not have a lot for tithing and giving and saving. And we really hate that. We really want to be able to give when we feel the need, and we want to be able to be tithing more than we have been, things like that. And it's just when the budget's so tight, it makes it really hard to do those things or to keep saving or anything like that. So that is kind of why I'm wanting to cut that part of our budget down more, is so that we have the money for those things. So even once baby's here, and hopefully having one out of diapers makes up for a new one in diapers, if I can cut the budget down even more, then we have a little bit more money for the tithing and giving and savings categories that we really haven't been getting to, that we really would like to. My husband actually does usually get at least a couple hours of overtime each month, which is a huge blessing. And if we don't actually need that money for something right away, if we're not trying to keep up on a grocery bills or something like that, then we've been using it towards one of our side businesses, trying to get a business going on our own. We do a lot of woodworking projects and things, and then I'm just trying to do this YouTube channel. So we kind of put a little bit of money towards those things when we can, just to try to get a business set up to get some extra income. We don't like the idea of my husband getting a second job. We know that that's always a possibility if we need it to happen, but we want him home as much as possible. And then I have always taken on daycare kids to kind of make up a little bit of a difference and to just have a little bit more money for us. But now trying to homeschool with 4, with 1 on the way, it was just getting too hard. So I actually let my last daycare family go shortly after my last baby was born. And so most of this last year we haven't had any income from me, which has been hard, but since we dropped the health insurance down, that kind of really made up for that money that we were missing. So it's kind of a blessing that we were able to drop the health insurance right as we were losing some money. But we kind of look at some different ways to how can we bring in some money but still keep everybody at home. So that's kind of like, okay, if we can save a little bit from his overtime and put it towards trying to start our own business just to make a little bit extra money, then we feel like that's beneficial. But we don't get to do it very often, so it's very slow going. He kind of gets a tool here and there that he needs. So things like that. We do try to work towards finding a way to make our own income at home. If you are interested in seeing how I kind of make this tight budget even tighter over the next few months, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell for notifications so you'll know when my next budgeting and saving videos come out. I also do cleaning and meal planning and just all things homemaking on this channel. So if you're interested in those videos, definitely subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about how this works, how we make it work, or give me your tips on how you do things and how you make it even on maybe less than what we're doing. And if you're interested in building up your homemaking skills or sharing your experience with other women who might be struggling in certain areas of homemaking, please go on Facebook and join my group There's a Homemakers in the Making Facebook group. That's the title, so you can just type it in. I'll also have it linked below if you want. But it is a growing community. We just started with like this last week, but we already have so many women in there interacting, asking questions, and sharing advice. So please join that community and share your knowledge and gain some wisdom from some other ladies. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the comments below.